What's up? It's your girl Jess of JessALifestyle. Welcome to my channel. Today we are making delicious red velvet cake from scratch. I did all this baking with my big mama in mind. She enjoyed baking, so I had to shout her out real quick. As you can see, my first step was pre-greasing my cake pans. They are 9-inch cake pans. She always did that before she started everything else, so I'm doing the same. So let's start off with our wet mix. We're going to start off with 2 cups of buttermilk. And for these ingredients and measurements, this will make a 3-layer 9-inch cake. All of the ingredients are also listed down at the bottom in my description. Make sure that you definitely like and comment. Let me know if you're going to hook yourself up with some cake while you're quarantining. The next step, you're going to add 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. You can substitute the vegetable oil with using olive oil or maybe even coconut oil. I've never had cake with coconut oil. If you have, let me know down below. I'd like to know how that tastes. Can you taste the coconut? I don't know. But if you don't have vegetable oil, use what you do have as long as it's healthy, clean oil. Nothing that's already been used, of course. Use 1.5 cups of that. Next, you're gonna add 4 eggs. You're gonna make sure that these eggs are at room temperature before you add them. Actually, your buttermilk, your butter, and your cream cheese, including the eggs, make sure all of those things are at room temperature. Have them out for a couple of hours before you make your cake. By the way, while you're doing all of this, make sure that you preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna add next your food color. We're gonna use red because of course this is red velvet cake. You're gonna add 1 tablespoon. Now, as you can see, I have 1 teaspoon. I thought it was just gonna be 1 teaspoon needed, but no, I'm extra. Need a little bit more, need a little bit more. I'm one of those that you kind of like eyeball things and just kind of judge as you go. But in all actuality, for a nice color red, you're gonna need 1 tablespoon. And you can even add maybe a half teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how deep you want your cake batter to be. Go ahead now and add you 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. Don't add anything extra, just that 1 teaspoon. Followed by that, you're gonna also add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. After you add all of your wet ingredients, you're gonna whisk it like so to get everything all combined, get it all nice and set up for your dry ingredients. Onto the dry mix, we're gonna add 3 cups of cake flour. You can also use all-purpose flour if you have that at home. I just went ahead and got the cake flour. I don't know, just because you know, you out in the stores right now. Probably getting stuff that you don't need. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're not like me. I will admit I've been doing that. Anywho, back to this cake. You're gonna need 3 cups of cake flour or flour. Just keep in mind that you're gonna need pretty much a cup per layer. This is a 3-layer cake, so you need a cup for each layer. Next, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. Followed by that, you're gonna also add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Not powder, but soda, baking soda. I got baking soda. Followed by that, you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Here I have the Hershey's Special Dark. This Special Dark does not give it a richer flavor. It's just pretty much what I had in my cabinet. So again, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. And your last step for your dry mix is sugar. You're gonna add 2 cups of sugar to your mix. And you don't have to sift any of this. If you have a sifter, then that's perfectly fine. What I basically ended up just doing was whisking it, as you can see here. That pretty much got everything mixed all up pretty good. Using the cake flour, it makes everything fine, so no sifting required. And you can go ahead and add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients. What you want to do is add a little at a time. Don't just dump and plop it all in there. You don't want any clumps. And go ahead and blend your cake mix. You don't want to do a lot of over blending. You want it to come out nice and fluffy. You don't want to over process it. After mixing, you're going to go ahead and add your cake mix to your pans. I strongly encourage you to add about a cup of cake mix to each pan at a time. Don't go by your eyes and just distribute the cake mix from the cake bowl, or the mixing bowl, I should say. Go ahead and just give an even distribution of the cake batter to each pan. So as you can see here, there is some type of rotation going on. I add a cup each, and then I go to the next round, add a cup each until it's all gone. You're gonna let your cakes bake for about 24 to 28 minutes. Make sure that you check with the toothpick. If that toothpick comes out clean, it is good to go. As you can see, my cakes, they came out so pretty, so shiny, so rich. So next step, as those are cooling, I'm gonna keep them in the pans for about 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna show you a technique to keep them super rich and super moist. But for now, let me show you this tip. I'm not a fan at all of powdered sugar, store-bought powdered sugar. It just tastes funny. So I make my own. I'm adding 3 cups of sugar to my Vitamix blender. You can use a Ninja or whatever blender that you have. As long as it's gonna blend that stuff up good and turn it into powder, do this. And it's easier. You save money because you may already have sugar at home. So I let the sugar pulsate and blend for approximately 30 seconds to a minute. It shouldn't take longer than that. And I kind of stop and go to shake my blender. As you can see here, I tap it and I shake it just to make sure that everything is getting blended well. And as you can see, fine powdered sugar, baby, made from scratch. How about that? Now that your cakes have semi-cooled and they're still warm, you're gonna add them and wrap them, I should say, to some Saran Wrap. This will sweat the cakes and keep them moist. So you want moist and delicious cake. You don't want anything dry. Go ahead and do this step. It's not necessary, but if you have the Saran Wrap at home, definitely do it. You'll definitely taste a difference. Let's go ahead and get this cream cheese icing set up. You're gonna need 1 stick of butter. Add the 1 stick of butter to 1 brick of cream cheese. I don't know why I say a brick like that. I don't know why I'm thinking about Gucci. Is that Gucci? Anywho, off track. Add your powdered sugar. Followed by the powdered sugar, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you're gonna blend that well. Make sure that it's nice and fluffy and creamy. What's up, new loves? Stop what you're doing right now. Hit those buttons that you see down below so you'll never miss out on any of my awesome videos. Join the crew. Next, and this is the final step before you dig in, you're gonna go ahead and add your cream cheese icing to the cake. Go ahead and add an even layer in between each layers of cake. Followed by that, you're gonna go ahead and dress the outer layer of the cake. I'm no expert at this at all, but I made it do what it do. It did what it did, and I got the job done. You can also leave it plain. I know a lot of people don't like nuts, or they may be allergic to nuts. So if you want a red velvet with just the cream cheese icing, that is fine too. But I went ahead and I also added chopped pecans to mine, and it made it super delicious. It also, this cream cheese icing, it kind of makes the pecans taste like butter pecan ice cream. Don't know why, but it made those taste really good. Or maybe like pralines. That's kind of the taste that it kind of gave off. But again, I'm adding the icing, and as you can see, it came out good. So I'm adding those chopped pecans to it, and after that, it was yum yum ready water. Ooh-wee! Look at how pretty that is. And just as good as it looks, it tasted even better. Well, that's it. Until next time, guys. Peace and love.